The air surrounding the base of the rocket was filled with thick white smoke, and the space rocket split the sky in its distinctive black and white color.
Pandarosh presents
The story collection, The Greys, for the writer Dr. Mounir. The Sin. This miraculous young man, Hazim, was ready to achieve his lifelong dream that occupied his mind and soul for 4 whole years. A young man in his mid-30s, leaving his huge organization that he had created from scratch when he was still in his early 20s. Everyone expected Hazim to be a genius despite his young age. So how could a teenager coming from a poor Egyptian family be able to be the talk of the global information community because of his ability to design a supercomputer program capable of performing many tasks in fractions of a second through self-managing artificial intelligence? With his infinite ability to analyze all the information available on the internet and direct him to solve problems and crises with unparalleled efficiency at this early age. Manufacturers were dazzled by this genius invention, and the global elites realized its importance and quickly rushed to buy this super-fast computer system. The teenager was not naive to sell this advanced human treasure to any party that would reap the fruits of this work, which has a similar impact to the invention of electricity or even the human discovery of fire. Without exaggeration, with his insightful mentality, he was able to convince one of the famous banks, and with a simple loan, he founded his own company, which quickly flourished financially within several years because of the sale of this new system, after he restricted its use so that it would only be available with a license from his company. Profits increased, and his organization became the largest global transcontinental group for the production of computer programs. He attracted the world's elite programmers to help him develop this exceptional human product after moving his company headquarters to an isolated Pacific island. His luxury American-made Hummer car finally arrived in an isolated desert area that he bought from the government of a third world country on the African continent in order to disappear from the eyes of the media who are constantly chasing him. Secrecy was the only way for the success of his lifelong dream, which aimed to carry out a final rescue attempt to correct the tragic effects that he did not expect while creating this extraordinary program. His assistants were waiting for him in the middle of the desert. They supervised the construction of this huge rocket platform that would carry the spindle-shaped metal body with a shiny surface, whose structure was made of pure, high-temperature resistant titanium to carry within its small, bright capsule. The young billionaire realized that he was racing against time to launch the rocket from the platform into space, carrying this metal body and what's in its bowels to space, where the desired planet is located outside the solar system. After it sets off traveling with the solar energy stored and concentrated on its surface, with its surface cells that absorb sunlight to transform it into a tremendous momentum to help the metal body to reach its destination after approximately 329 years. The space rocket platform was prepared for launch after it was supplied with the high purity fuel needed to push it beyond Earth's gravity. Hazim and his assistants were keen to speed up the launch process for fear for what was expected to happen. The countdown to launch has begun.
3, 2, 1.
The air surrounding the base of the rocket was filled with thick white smoke, and the space rocket split the sky in its distinctive black and white color, bearing the logo of the young billionaire's company, carrying this bright silver figure. All attendees applauded with joy after the successful launch. At that point, Hazim gathered all the employees. He shook hands with them warmly, as he knew with certainty that he would not meet them again. He left him to board his helicopter to ascend into the sky of the vast yellow desert, and then he disappeared among the clouds after partially atoning for his unintended sin. After almost 329 years. The bright object fell after passing through the atmosphere of this vibrant and energetic planet, AC-34. In that neighboring solar system called Alpha 65, it fell in the exact place specified for it, in the middle of this valley, which is penetrated by a wide river overflowing with fresh water. As soon as the model touched the soil of the desired planet, it began to release a group of sound waves that began to attract those primitive space creatures with upright bodies similar to humans in their stone face. Their flocks gather around the model in a state similar to hypnosis, which suddenly turned into a large display screen. After the split of its metal body like a rose, opening its leaves. All the primitive creatures began watching what was displayed on that screen closely without fear, as the waves emanating from it was transforming them into submissive, compact cues that followed the intense display of illustrative images in silence, with the device's waves, which had super ability to convey the educational messages and their content to their promising minds. The display on the screen began with an image of the surface of the earth burning as a result of hundreds of thousands of mushroom-like fires that resulted from a supercomputer program that went out of control. After controlling the weapon systems of the superpowers, unleashed these fierce monsters lurking throughout the poor planet as a sign of the beginning of a new era for machines led by the Rogue program. The first show ended, and the primitives left after the magnetic waves stopped, forcing them once again to return to follow a new lesson on that screen. And the summary contains of all the experiences of human civilization, including science, art, and literature, to teach them through the waves day after day to measure the rapid development. Thus the billionaire atoned his intentional sin.
See you in other writing by Dr. Mounir. Narrator Adham RB. Sound Engineering Tamer Yahya. Editing and Art Direction Mariam Hani. Artistic Supervision Ali Saeed. International Distribution by Sondos Tamer. General Supervision Wael Atta. Production Manager Rasha Yahya. Directed by Khalid Mahgoub. Best regards with Pandarosh.